I also think that jealousy brings up a lot of your own personal insecurities. So it's not really that your partner is out here with someone else, is that you think they're cuter than you, and that's why you feel weird about it. So it's your own insecurities, and so you're forced to work through that. Like, you're forced to realize that, like, you offer something uniquely to this person that no one else can give them, and you should not feel threatened by that. And that takes work. Poly is a lot of work.
Yeah. And even then, it's just like, along with jealousy, sometimes a lot of other underlying things, like you said, insecurity, or it could be like, are they going to like them better than me? Are they going to decide to leave or make them a partner? Like, if there is like a hierarchy thing, like maybe you'll switch and it'd be nothing.
Poly can get messy real quick. Oh my god, real quick.
I mean, you hear a lot of things where people were poly and then they met someone and then they wanted to be mama with this person and then the other person got left out, and it's just like, wow.
So that's a messy situation. And
because people are people, like,
to be able to assess people, but you get in poly relationships with, because ain't everybody's in a poly.
And be able to care, again, like, be able to care for everyone, especially if you have, like, a triad or something.
Yeah.
Making sure everyone feels loved and cared for, like, one person isn't just being used as, like, the unicorn or something like that. So, because, you know, people have feelings. You have to take care of them. Or be honest and tell them up front what you're expecting their role to be in the relationship.
Right. Yes, but it is very, for me, it's been a very liberating experience to explore alternative relationship models and to know that they're fluid. Like, you can move from, I've moved from poly to monogamous, and could maybe move back to open, could move to, like, whatever, like, and that at the different stages in my life, whatever relationship works for me and my lover and partner that I'm with, that we're open to creating that so that we have the healthiest relationship for us.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm thinking if there's any resources. Our worksheet on our website is a great resource to go through by yourself and also with your lover, so you all can build a relationship that you want, even in a monogamous relationship.
And there are some really good books out there.
Ethical Slut.
Ethical Slut.
So good. It's so good. It's like the Bible for poly people. But
there's a book called The Jealousy Workbook. You could just Google that, look that up. One's also called Open Up by Tristan. So hey. So yeah, again, just like do your research, do your homework, reach out to people that you know who identify as what you're interested in, see if you can learn a little bit more about their experiences. Again, yours probably going to be different because everyone's going to be different, but it doesn't hurt to have information in your repertoire to build off of.
All right. It is 7:30. We are halfway there. We are halfway there. All right. Let's get into the next question.
You did, right? I did.
I know.
That was
We're going to alternate.
Okay.
Okay. This is a fat one. This is hard. Okay. How can I reclaim my sensual enjoyment of my breast post-nursing? It's been a few months since we have weaned, but things just don't feel quite right. I used to enjoy nipple play, but now it's just like, nah.
You know, there's a lot with that. Because, like, there's a lot with that. Because, you know, maybe you had the experience of, like, your body not being yours because some people are seeing, like, they feel like a food source now, so it takes a while for them to get back into their own identity as a sexual being with their partner and by themselves. And then also, like, I know a lot of women who talk about, like, not wanting their partner on their nipple because they were breastfeeding and it feels awkward and it feels like gross and they have to kind of figure out if that's something they still like. And then also some people lose sensitivity or it may increase or it may not be the same as it was before. So I think you kind of have to, like, play with that. And maybe if it's the suckling, if it's the sucking on the nipple that bothers you, maybe your partner can do something different for a while. So maybe a little bit more licking, a little bit more rubbing, so it's not too much like what the baby was doing. Yeah. But what did you find out?
Because I had to research this because, you know, I ain't got no kids. So I was like, let me not be out here spreading lies. What I found out is that is a very, very common issue. So many forms of women talking about that, or of mothers talking about that. And it seemed like there's, like, I ain't about to be, like, you know, my 2 years of biology, I ain't about to go all the way. It seems like I was reading this, like, mix of people who were saying that, you know, I had no sensitivity in my nipples before, and now it's, like, super heightened afterwards, and then there's people who were like, my nipples used to be super sensitive, and my body kind of numbed it down through the breastfeeding process, and now I don't feel anything. And there was a range. I will say that, like, 89% of people said that sensitivity came back, but it ranged between taking people between 4 months to, like, even 4 years. So know that it will come back is great. The time length is, you know, that sucks. And especially if it's something that was a really important part of your process, of your sexual exploration, then I think it sucks that it feels that way. I'm sorry you're going through that. But I agree with what Rafaela was saying, that to try different sensations. So maybe something you served before and now it's not that. So playing around with ice or heat, licking, sucking, biting, blowing. Yep. Other things that I read, because I've also read up on people who just like don't have sensitivity in their nipple, and giving yourself daily nipple massages are really good, or getting nipple massages from your partner. You want to stimulate that those nerve endings as much as possible so that they can become awakened and maybe act quicker to stimuli and so you're talking, you know, biology just coming out back. So yeah, so just like taking the time to, like, when you're in the shower, when you're laying down, when you're with your partner, just rubbing your boobs and massaging them and playing with the nipples and pinching them and doing that as much as you can. I also read that, or I would also suggest that, you know, maybe this is the time for you to explore other parts of your body that maybe didn't get as much attention because you were just like, go for the nipples. That's where it's at. Just go for it. So taking the time to explore and see what other stuff you like. Maybe your clitoral stimulation might be heightened because of this. Who knows? Find out. Let us know.
So essentially, it's time to just re-explore, reconnect, relearn with your body. What's different in your body? What's changed? Because there are going to be changes. Hormones are going to be different. Chemistry is going to be different. Biology, makeup is going to be different. Yeah. So just taking the time, make it fun to just find out what are the new things that get you off and get you going.
Yes, our bodies change like all throughout our lives. The things that turned me on when I was 18 are not the things that turn me on now at 25. But like when I'm 30, you know, your body is constantly changing. Your body changes like as you go older, as you give birth, as you go through menopause. For those of us with all of that, you know, going on. So that just always taking those opportunities as a time to re-explore and to learn your body more and to see how it's changed and just try new things. There was also this one natural herb that I found, and you know, this is not my biology in me because there's nothing been proven about it, but it was called fenugreek, Fenugreek. That is like a natural herb from like India that people say you can like get and rub it on yourself. It's supposed to be a natural thing to help your breast size increase. That people use all over the place, but you know, a lot of people are saying that they also use it to increase sensitivity in their nipples. So I would say research that a lot more before you put that on your body because we are not liable. For the words that come out of right now. I'm trying to see what else I wrote down because I definitely was like, alright, yeah, loving your body, explore yourself. But yeah, so trying that. Yeah, and if the issue really does bother you, I would say go see a doctor because maybe they know something you can do. Or stuff about like increasing estrogen in your body. You know, I'm not all for messing with hormones and stuff. So I would say just play with yourself. Have your lover play with you, your boobs, your nipples, give them more attention, and try new things.
And let us know. Let us know how that goes.
Yeah.
Share information and start to figure out more things that work for people, and just add that to the list of information that we're already going through. So. Yeah.
Just know it's common. If anyone else out there who also has had that issue, or had that experience and has a different answer for that, especially if you've gone through it, please let us know because, like we said, neither of us have given birth. So there's going to be a lot to learn as well. If I decide to get pregnant, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to learning about sexuality through that process and after that process.
Do that.
Yeah. I know.
You let me know.
I said if.
And then we'll share it with people. Okay.
Yeah, making sure there's no questions. Okay, we are good.
Oh, I'm watching. Okay, so next one.
Oh shit, there are comments. I lied. I was watching it on someone else's. Someone has shared it. Hey, sorry, you need to press the angry button. Glad to be on. Oh, yay! Great! Someone said they love the fenugreek. Am I saying that right? Helps increase breast milk production as well. Yay! Thank you.
You know what? Come through community. Yay. This is what we all about. Building community experiences and becoming sexually liberated so we can take over the world. Okay. Let's see. Do people masturbate even when they are in a relationship?
Yes! Why would you stop?
Why would you stop? Come on now.
Masturbating. Oh my God.
I mean, there are, people who believe that masturbation is for someone who's not in a relationship. So it's sometimes it can be looked down upon. It's like, I only do that if I don't have the real thing. But we disagree with that clearly, but how excited we were with that question. Is self-love, is it about love? Isn't that a song?
I don't know.
It should be. But yeah, so it's definitely a thing that you can do with yourself. When you're with someone, you can do it with your partner. You can do mutual masturbation. We actually have a worksheet called Masturbation Show.
Oh my God, yes,
Put it on a show for your partner and how to do that. So whilst you do a few things that you can do to get ready, get in the mood, and get it popping. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're into being watched,
Yeah.
masturbating for your partner is awesome. I think mutual masturbation is like favorite things, especially when it's like I don't really have all that energy to like go all at it. Let's just like do this. But I definitely think there are so many times where even in a relationship, your partner could be right there, and maybe you don't feel like having penetrative sex, and you should have the right to masturbate. Or
sometimes you just want to
all of us should have the right to masturbate. I am speaking from a woman's experience.
Right.
So like maybe you're not having penetrative sex, but maybe you don't feel like having that type of sex. You want to have sex differently.
And then also if you are masturbating in front of your partner, you're also showing and teaching your partner what you like.
Yeah.
And it can be a whole experience where you can watch them and can see the type of firmness or the pace or the speed that they like to have something done to their body. So you can use that in the future.
Sorry, there was a question that said, how can one increase sensitivity to breast after surgery, like a breast reduction? It was actually the same advice. When I was reading about, sorry to cut back.
Answer the question.
Yeah. When I was reading about loss of breast sensitivity after nursing, a lot of the information that actually was coming up was people talking about loss of sensitivity to their nipples after reduction or an increase, breast reduction or increase. And it was a lot of the same thing. Playing around with different, like more pressure, like maybe first it was looking, now you need to try biting. And also like just doing like those massages again, because you have to retrain those nerve endings to become awoke or whatever they do, sensitive. So just like stimulated. So playing with your breast and your nipples as often as possible is the best way to bring that sensitivity back. And also with the breast reduction and breast increasing, people still said that sensitivity definitely came back. It just took a while. Okay, sorry.
Back to masturbation?
Yes.
Back to masturbation. Okay, so another thing is that it's good for you, really good for you. It's good for your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, your energy. I mean, people masturbate to help them, like as a sleep aid, because they can't go to sleep. Some people do it to wake themselves up, to get their day going. Some people use it as a form of exercise because when you're doing certain things, your abs may get a little, the way you may move your legs, maybe a leg day. I mean, I don't know. Some people use it as a form of like channeling energy and creativity before they start to work on a project or to create something. So there is a lot of power in loving yourself and knowing what's best for you and just putting in that work. It's a form of self-care, definitely. So do it all the time, every day. Some people say like, can you masturbate too much? That's a question that we've gotten before. And we're really big on just like knowing your limits and your boundaries in terms of like, is it getting in the way of the responsibilities you have to take care of? Like, do you have to go to work and you're late every day because you just got to rub one off real quick? Are you like not hanging out with your friends because you want to masturbate? Versus, are you experiencing pain or decreasing sensitivity? Because sometimes you have to switch up the method of masturbation. So if you're doing a lot of clitoral stimulation with your hand versus with toys, you may want to switch it up so that you're not always putting direct, really intense and direct stimulation with like a dildo or a rabbit or a magic wand that's like really...
I'm trying to make sure that we are getting these questions.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind. Switch it up just like you would do any other sexual activity, anything that you do in general. Think of it like working out. You're not going to do leg